that again. I'm going to talk about something, and I don't want nobody to get their feelings hurt. All right. Let's talk about a state of mind, which technically is no mind, but I'm not going to get that deep with you. Okay. I'm just going to stay right here on this level. All right. So the words that come out of your mouth says what's in your mind, what's in your brain. It also tells you what state of mind you're in. And it's not so much as where you physically are as a person that determines where you are or what you're involved in. It's what's in your mind, what comes out of your mouth. Okay? Because what comes out of your mouth is evidence of what's in your mind. All right? Now, I hear people teach all the time. I hear people talk all the time. Hear people just kicking the bobo, you know what I'm saying? Just chilling, you know? But what I want to share with you is you got to be careful when you are recreating yourself, when you are recreating your world, okay? When you're dying away and living, coming, bringing forth life, coming to life at the same time. You got to be careful with the words that you speak. Now, this is going to be, man, what I'm about to say, it's going to hit a lot of people from all over the place, all over the world, okay? All walks of life, it's going to hit you. But I'm going to get right down to it. If the word if the word if the word Babylon come out of your mouth, you're in Babylon. I don't care where you at in this world. I don't care if you've been held captive in a prison. I don't care if you've been held captive by some woman or some man, or I don't care if you in the woods. I don't care if you're in your house, in your basement. I don't care if you're on the moon or in the sky, under the earth. Whatever you speak out of your mouth, that's the existence that you are creating, that you're bringing to yourself. So my thing is, if Babylon has no power, has no importance to you, why do you continually keep saying Babylon, Babylon, Babylon? Okay? If you say the word Babylon, you're in Babylon. Like I said, I don't care if you're living in a trash can. If you say Babylon, if Babylon keeps coming out of your mouth, guess where you are? You're in Babylon, because those are words that are coming out that head of yours. So to step up the pace, okay, to raise your personal standard within yourself, be careful what you say and what you talk about all the time. We know the physical locality, the physical location. Ah. Sorry about that. My phone dropped. Okay, we know that the physical location uh, can be misrepresented for a particular order or a particular world or a particular thought process. Okay? So I just want to share this with everybody. Okay? The power of your words, the vibration behind every syllable, the vibration behind every single letter carries throughout this universe non-stop. It goes on forever. Those vibrations never stop. They bounce off of everything in this universe. The trees, the telephone poles, the grass, okay, the planes that fly in the air. Your words that you speak bounce off. So the words that you speak never ever go away truly. So you constantly are sending out to the universe the words that you speak, those vibrations, that frequency. And it comes back. It comes back. And when it comes back, it's either going to come back worse than what you sent it out, or it's going to come back to where it's going to aid you or help you, or it's going to be better than what you sent it out, depending upon your feelings, your emotions behind the words that you spoke, the syllables that you spoke. There are 88 constellations, okay? The English language only uses 26 of those 88 constellations, okay? And these constellations are the powers to be, the creative forces behind your words, behind your syllables. Okay? Some of y'all catch that, some of y'all won't. Some of that's too high for you over your head, and some of it hits you right there in your chest, okay? Right there in your head. Okay? Now, if you ever want to know, well, we could sit down and we could talk about the personality, the power behind each constellation. Now, for all you people that's going to say, well, you know, there's more than 88 constellations. Yes, there are. There are more than 88 constellations, okay? But there are 88 constellations known to man. Known to man. And this man that we talk about vibrates at a certain frequency. Okay, so yes, there are 88 constellations known to man. The English language only uses 26 of those 88 constellations. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example because I don't want you to, you know, be confused. But I'm gonna give you an example of some type of usage of those constellations and the powers and the syllables. Okay, the power behind your syllables and your words. Okay, now the significant meaning, the significance of the movie Roots. Some of y'all have watched this, some of y'all haven't. Okay, but it was so important. Okay, it was so important for them to make Kunta Kinte call himself Toby. They had no rights. They had no legally in the universe. You can talk about the galaxies, the cosmos. You can talk about everything you want to talk about, okay? But in this, I'm going to just conclude it all in saying the universe. In this universe, they had no authority to do what they did to him physically. Nope. They had no authority. The ends justified their means. All right. If he had a hung out, if he had a stuck through, at all. Kunta Kinte was not, the word Kunta Kinte, which is his name, was not a slave's name. Kunta Kinte, the powers, Kunta Kinte, those syllables were not from their world, from their thought process, from their reality. Quite, they were very important. They had very power behind it. Kunta Kinte. Okay, so under the name Kunta Kinte, there is no legal jurisdiction to have Kunta Kinte do anything or say anything. But under another name, Toby, the name Toby was a slave's name. It had the spirit of a slave. So when you say Toby, you are calling upon a spirit that once occupied the name Toby. And in the event of this spirit occupying the name Toby, that spirit began to do certain things and accomplishments in that person's life that set the tone for Toby's name. Because this person Toby, this personality Toby, this spirit behind Toby, did slavery things to himself. He allowed himself to be slaved and beat and talked to crazy. So that those characteristics with the name Toby. Okay? Some of you guys are not going to get this, but some of you guys are going to be like, wow, I've been needing to hear that. All right? So, Kunta Kinte is a god. He was the leader of his people. Okay? They had no access to his people to legally do the things they were doing. Didn't have it. But when Toby allowed his spirit to be attached or associated with the word name Toby, then he took on that spirit of Toby and didn't know how to fight and come back and to get up out of that name Toby, because there were spirits that are attached to it. There were powers, there were constellations that were activated, those conjunctions of those words, of those letters, of those syllables. So he lost that victory with Toby. Okay? So they couldn't do anything to Kunta Kinte legally in the spiritual world, physical world. In the spiritual world, in the physical world, and different parts of your thought process, your mind, they had no legal jurisdiction to do nothing until he gave them that jurisdiction to do that by what he called, by how and what he called his name. He allowed himself to be called that name, Toby. So Toby was the name of a slave, the spirit of a slave. So once he allowed himself to be called that, he took on that nature, he took on that characteristics, he took on that spirit, and therefore it ruled over him. It ruled him. So which meant that now they had jurisdiction to do to him what they wanted to do to him. Now, what do you do? What is it known that people do with people who are slaves? Yeah, they do all sorts of things to you. Take your people, take your wife, rip your baby out the womb, sodomize, what else? Different degrading acts and different degrading conversations, you know what I mean? So that's what happened with Kunta Kinte. All right? So why did I tell you that little story? Why did I give you that example? So that you will understand the powers behind your syllables and your letters and your words, the powers that are associated with it. Unless you know how to detach that spirit, that personality, those characteristics, you're doomed to that name, to that word, to whatever, you know what I'm saying? So this is why I'm gonna take it all the way back to here. This is what I'm telling you. If you say out of your mouth you Toby, then you're gonna be treated as a slave. If you're gonna take on the name Jimmy, then you're taking on the name of a crook, because Jimmy was someone that Jimmy doors, steal stuff and stuff like that. Jimmy, because you Jimmy the door to steal stuff. That's what Jimmy comes from. It's a criminal's name. So you allow yourself to be called Jimmy. You allow yourself to be called Toby. You take on the spirit of that name. So Jimmy had the spirit of a thief, of a crook, of a dishonest person. Okay? So the words that come out of your mouth and what you accept. So when you say the word Babylon, that's where you are. You are in Babylon. You can run all you want, but you're in Babylon. And if you want to leave Babylon, you're going to have to restructure your thought process. You're going to have to restructure your mind. You're going to have to become one with yourself. You're going to have to be able to articulate who you are, what's in your mind. The thought process that you allow in your mind, you're going to have to articulate that. You're going to have to really get in touch with yourself. And the Battle of Armageddon is what you're going to have to win. The Battle of Armageddon is not it doesn't take place on a bloody field with a bunch of men and women who are fighting with each other, and there's blood and dead bodies and all. That's not where the Battle of Armageddon is. The Battle of Armageddon takes place in your mind, because every time you choose to do something, before you choose to do it, there is a war that takes place in your heaven, which is your mind. Okay, it takes place in your mind. Okay, so you have to win that war. You have to win those battles. You have to win those wars in your mind. Okay, before you can consider coming out of Babylon, before you can come out of Rome, before you can come out of, let's say, a couple of good places. Let's say the wilderness. Let's say your natural habitat. Let's say you didn't want to be in there more. You would have to change your thought process. You have to change your mind, how you view yourself, before you could actually come up out of it, before you can make that change, that transformation from one to the other. Okay, so in your mind is where it all goes down. So if you call or say the word out of your mouth, your syllables says Babylon. That's where you're at. You're in Babylon. So this is why you got to be careful. At some point when you're teaching, sometimes what you got to do at teaching, yes, you're going to have to say certain things sometimes when you're teaching, but it's going to come to a point to where once everybody knows who you are, what you stand for, what you're trying to accomplish, what you are doing, then everybody's going to understand that the word Babylon and what it means to you. So at some point in time, you're going to have to stop saying the word Babylon. You're just going to have to step into what you are doing full-fledged, no turning back, straight forward. Because the world, the universe will see and hear, because they will tune in to your frequency. They will hear your frequency. They become one with your frequency. So understand what I'm talking about. Understand what I'm saying. All right. When I talk about watch the words that you speak, even if you are teaching, you have to watch the words that you speak, because your mind state, you can say all day long, I'm not in Babylon. I'm not in Babylon. I'm not in Babylon. But the fact that the word keeps coming out of your mouth says otherwise. So you're speaking vibrations into your existence that deal with Babylon. So keep saying Babylon, and Babylon will keep presenting itself to you. All the people that keep giving you negativity about what you're saying, what you're doing, what you're teaching, the way that you choose to live, only comes because you keep mentioning Babylon. You keep mentioning those things, those words that are on that frequency that keeps bringing you those vibrations. Babylon, So yes, you're going to keep getting this and you're going to keep getting that. So I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to show you that wherever you're at, whatever place or position you're in, watch what you speak. Watch the words that come out of your mouth. Because if you say money, then guess what's going to come at you? Guess what vibrations, guess what frequencies are going to come and rest on you? Everything that's associated with money. If you say you love the world, if you say you will have naturality, okay, all that's going to come to you. And you got to start going, moving forward, looking ahead. Stop looking back. Stop talking back. Even though you're talking to people, stop doing it. I only want to see your progress in the direction that you're going. I don't want to hear you keep talking about Babylon. I don't want to watch you and listen to you knowing that you're leading me to a dead end. You're leading me into a great big ass damn circle. Because every time you say Babylon, you're bringing in those vibrations. Stop saying it. Stop talking about it. Press forward. Persistence overcomes resistance. Persistence overcomes resistance. So, and that's just not just with the word Babylon. That's with any word. You make the investments in the word hell. Hell yeah. You want to go to school with me? Hell. Bringing those vibrations into your existence. When you say hell, you're accepting the word hell. So which means you're accepting the vibrations and the frequencies of the word and everything that's associated with hell. So you're going to have to learn to say heaven's yes. You're going to have to do the reverse. You're going to have to substitute. You're going to have to substitute the negative words for the positive words. So what I'm sharing with you is this right here. You keep speaking those words, you will keep bringing the controversy. Let me take a moment and get my mind right here. All the controversy that you're getting, you won't have that controversy anymore if you learn to stop calling it to you. Okay? Stop calling it to you. If you want you want your son to be very good, you don't want your son to go to prison, then don't mention or associate those words with your son's name. Okay? If you want utter freedom, if you will speak that. So now, when you guys watch this video, I have spoken some positive things into your existence. Okay? And those things that I've spoken to your existence will bring other things to you, like freedom of thought. Okay, understanding the universe, understanding the cosmos, understanding, okay, the galaxies that are out there that people created. Okay, so there are whole systems of planets out there that you guys are not even aware of, because if you look into your mind and get into your mind, you'll see them, you'll understand them, because you'll hear their frequency, you'll hear them talking to you. Okay. Okay, so now let me get back to this right here. So listen, the words that you speak, stop speaking the words that you don't like. You don't want that vibration to come to you, then don't speak those words. If you do not want to succumb to Babylonian vibrations, then stop saying the word Babylon. Stop referring to a system or a place that sounds like Babylon, looks like Babylon, smells like Babylon, tastes like Babylon. And if you choose to describe the place without saying the word Babylon, you're still talking about it. So move forward. Move forward. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to hear from people. I want to hear you moving forward. I won't want to hear you keep talking about the past, the words. You come up with a new vocabulary. That's what you need to do. All right? You need to come up with that. You need to do that. That's what I do. I'm not telling you nothing that I don't do. I stay on top of mine. You know what I'm saying? I articulate stuff. I think stuff. I plan stuff. Hey, listen. I'm trying to be there with you. Now, what I got to do, because I made this video, okay, speaking the word Babylon and other things, the word hell and all that stuff. Now I got to go and do something in my thought process to clear it out, to turn it around. Okay? Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. And yes, ma'am. So now I'm about to be out of here. I got to get back to my 9 to 5. Okay. And I took time out to come and talk to you about this is what's been on my mind to share, to radiate my frequency out to you, away from me, to share. All right. So I got me dreads. I got my beard, my mustache. I got my black hat that my big black grandfather gave to me before he passed on. I still don't think he did or none of that, but I just think he passed on. He passed on, so he gave me this black hat. So I got all this stuff, and I am well connected to my universe. I'm well connected to my many universes that are inside of me. Every cell is a universe. Yeah, I ain't gonna get that deep with y'all, man. There, you know, y'all ain't ready to see yourself as a universe. Yeah. You take a pee, you just created a whole nother galaxy, a whole nother world, a whole nother universe. Yes, you take a crap, same thing. You spit on the ground, the same thing. You know what? I don't want to get that deep. I just wanted to share with you guys, all you scholars and all you people that, call yourself really important people and, doing everything, watch what you say, because, what good is it if you know what I'm saying. So stop saying the word Babylon. If you're not in Babylon, stop saying Babylon. If you don't want to be in Babylon and you want to get out of Babylon, stop saying it. Stop bringing that to you. All right. So this concludes my video. All right. I'm out.